Hi, everyone. Have you ever had a situation, or maybe you're going through one right now, where you're going to have to make some changes, have to make some hard decisions that are going to affect your life? Yeah. Well, I'm back here in Mariposa, California, and it brought back memories of almost 20 years ago when we lived here. We were going through a difficult situation. My husband had just lost his job, and I was working, but it was certainly not enough to support our family. And so here in Mariposa, it's kind of a very depressed type of area where there's not a lot of jobs. And so we were going to have to move, and we had to make some hard decisions. And this is what this algorithm that I'm going to share with you is all about. It's called S.C.O.R.E. You have a situation. There's a cause. O is the outcome. The R is your resources, and the E is your desired effect. And it takes you step by step to look at your situation, look at your resources, and look at your desired effect that you'd like to have. So we can do this together. And meantime, I'm going to enjoy being back here in California, visiting my friends, and just enjoying the beautiful nature here by Yosemite National Park. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm still on the road traveling, so I'm trying to make do so I can get a video out for you. The algorithm we're going to be doing today is called S.C.O.R.E. S.C.O.R.E. And each one of these letters represent something. I'm going to tell you what they represent. The S, sure you can see it, the S represents symptom. All right, so what we're going to be working with is something that's happened in your life right now. Maybe it's your health, it could be a job, maybe you're having to move. There's something going on in your life that you need help with. So what is the symptom? What is wrong? All right, C stands for cause. All right, is it from past experience? Is it some trauma, or is it the environment? C is where the story begins. Okay, where did it begin? All right, O is outcome. What is it that you're hoping that enters in your life? All right, so outcome, is it peace, confidence, freedom? What is it that you're wanting? R stands for resource. What are your resources? All right, what could be that you're very disciplined, or you have a lot of schooling or training, or maybe you have your family that's supporting you. What is your resources? Okay, and E stands for effect. What effect are you wishing for? All right, what at the end, where is this going? Where are you wanting to end up at? All right, so that's what these stand for. So what we need today is some markers, like I like using Sharpies, and in different widths, and you're going to need some paper, some scrap paper, and just regular drawing paper. All right, and before we get started, let's get grounded. Let's just take a moment and breathe, and just take a deep breath in and relax. Let it out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in through your mouth and out. Breathe in with your nose and breathe out with your mouth. Okay. All right. One more time. Feel good. Hopefully you're in a quiet place, somewhere relaxed, or somewhere you're not going to be disturbed. All right. And what we're going to do is start with an exercise that's called 20 and 2, right? You're going to write down your goal up here, your effect. What is your desired effect? All right, so you can just write down the effect up here, whatever that is. What is your goal? What is the desired effect? And you write at the top. And then we're going to put a timer on for 2 minutes, and you're going to free write for 2 minutes. Anything that comes in your head. It could even be the same thing. It might not have anything to do with your desired goal, but you still write it down. It's important. The reason why they call it 20 and 2 is you try to get 20 words down in 2 minutes by just free writing down everything that you can think of. Okay, so I'm going to put a timer on for 2 minutes, and we'll begin. All right, so let me see here. All right, let's go. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead and just set that aside, and you're going to get your drawing paper. And the first thing we're going to do here is I want you to put your name, the corner, all right, and go ahead and write down your goal again, the effect. All right, up at the top of your paper, all right? Okay, now, let me see if, make sure you can see my paper here good enough. All right, the first thing we're going to do is draw a symbol that represents your symptom. All right, so it can, now let me go ahead and go over that with you really fast. So we're going to be using circles, which can represent almost anything, what can represent anything. Squares, you can use the shape of a square to represent like a foundation or something that's man-made, like for instance, school, or maybe a job, something that's man-made. And triangles. Triangles are used for a forward movement, aggressive, something that's you need pushed forward. Okay, so these are the 3 symbols we'll be using today. All right, and if you're not sure, just use a circle. All right, so we're going to start with the S, the symptom. So I want you to think of the symptom. What is the problem? And draw a circle anywhere on your paper. Just make it intuitive, make it as big or small as you want, and then you label it. You put an S in it, and then write down your symptom. All right? All right. Now the next one is cause. Okay, what's causing this? All right, what's happened? What's the cause? Is it the environment? Is it a past experience? Is it some type of trauma? Where does this story begin? And then label it C, and then write down the cause. the next thing is outcome. And you can draw any shape you want. I'm going to draw a square or a rectangle. And I'm going to label it O for outcome. And then you're going to write down what outcome you want. Your symbols can overlap. They can be anywhere you want them to be. Okay. The next one is R, resource. See, I'm going to overlap that. I'm going to label it R, and I want you to write down what your resources are. Just write down one right now. We can add more later. Okay? Now, the final one is E. This is the effect. What is it you want? E for effect, and then write down that. Okay. The next step, you can put me on pause anytime you like if you feel like I'm going too fast, okay? Because I could be going a little fast. All right, so we're going to draw neural lines. Okay, and this is how you do it. Neural lines are not straight lines. They are not loops. They are not rhythm. They flow. They flow anywhere. You know it's going to go to the other end of the paper, but you don't know exactly where. Just let them flow. Okay, like that. So you're going to start over here. And you do want to intentionally make sure that you hitting these symbols, and if you don't, you need to make more. Right, and you just kind of do this until you feel like you need to stop, and of course just make sure that you've gone through all your symbols. Okay, and you can take some from the bottom, go up to the top. You want to go from left to right. You don't want to come over here and go backwards. You want to go from left to right. All right? All right. So then the next step is rounding. We're going to round them wherever there's an intersection. See, like right here, I just circled that so you can see it. See where that crosses like that? You need to round it. Kind of put like a little smiley face like that all the way around it. And then you color it in like this to round it. And then sometimes you can trace around them if they're a small area. Sometimes you can, if it's really small, like say, like this, you can just color it in like that, all right? But you need to round wherever there's an intersection. Oops, wherever there's an intersection like that, wherever it crosses, you need to round it. Okay, you want to make it smooth. Whoops. All right, so we're going to do that, and that's going to take a few minutes to do. So I am going to let you do that, and I'll be quiet. I created some music for this algorithm, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to put that on now while we do this rounding.
We were young on that hillside, breathing pine sweet summer air. 40 acres felt like heaven. Every sunrise said a prayer. Laughing with the neighbors, simple days that felt like gold. But seasons have a rhythm, and sometimes life pulls us forward when we'd rather hold. When the wind starts shifting and life says go, we gather our courage and trust what we know. Every ending whispers, there's more you can be. The path that opens isn't lost, it sets you free. The quiet change around us, something calling from beyond. Stepping forward wasn't wrong. We carry every memory with us, like another verse of our own song. When the wind starts shifting and life says go, we gather our courage and trust what we know. Every place we leave behind still lives in memory, and the path that opens isn't lost, it sets you free. Ooh.
Okay, I think I've got it all. Okay, so now after you finish your rounding, the next step is you can add some more resources on here if you want, and you can just do that by just adding a few more circles like this, and you can label them. Might need some more help to get where you're going. All right, and you can label those. But if you do that, just make sure that you connect them. Add some more lines through there. And then that means you're going to need to do some more rounding. All right, just, oops, didn't do that one. Okay, we're almost done here. All right, let me see here. I think we're just about done. Oops. You can also use triangles if you really feel like you need an extra push. Okay, let's see. I think I got most of it now. All right, so the reason why you want to make sure you round everything is so that the brain's not showing some resistance. You want to it to flow. I want this to flow. All right. Oops. All right. Okay. All right, there we go. So, I think, look again, I think I see a few more, sorry. All right. Okay. Hopefully you can see it all. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to color. Okay, now the color is very intuitive too. You just, I want you just to reach and pick up a color. Your hand first comes to, and you do not color. What you don't do is just color like a shape here and then go over here and color shape. It's not stained glass. You color sections. You go through the lines, and you need to go. You need to connect at least 2 sections. You don't leave like little islands. All right. And then you color until you feel like your mind is telling you to stop, and then you'll pick up another one. We won't use more than 5 colors, though. All right, so we're going to do like this, and then we're going to pick up. When you're ready, not when I'm ready, but when you're ready, you'll pick up another one. And we're only going to color about 80% of the paper, but you can also blend it. You can go over the top of what you just did and kind of blend it together. Okay. Kind of respect the shapes. You want to kind of make sure that it's neat. You don't want to scribble. All right. Make it nice like that, and then if you feel like you want to blend it a little bit like that, you can. And just do this until you feel like you need a color. Pick up another color. It's nice using watercolors pencils because they blend easier than markers do. Markers kind of sometimes, I think, get messy. And they suggest you don't use crayons or paint. All right. And you might have a larger sheet of paper and it's going to take you longer. I'm on the road, and so this is kind of what I had here. So mine's going to go a little faster probably than yours. But I'm going to be quiet and I'll put some more music on while you color, all right? I hope you're enjoying the music that I created for this algorithm. Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying it.
We lived in a little blue house by the pines, Yosemite watching through the changing times. Mariposa mornings, gentle as lace. A small town world with a familiar face.
Friday night lights and the cheers in the air.
Homecoming colors and ribbons in hair.
A place where the safety felt soft and kind,
where everyone knew us by heart.
in that small town kind.
Then one day the ground moved beneath our feet. News we weren't ready or hoping to meet. A steady door closing quicker than planned. The kind that shifts your dreams like sand. We stood with choices we didn't expect, wondering where the road would redirect. It wasn't easy to loosen our place, but life whispered, walk with courage, take measured steps with grace. So we packed our memories, light and true, not knowing yet what change would do. With measured steps and steady grace, we left the comfort of that place. The future dim, the hope still small, but faith kept saying you won't fall. And under the Rockies, bold and wide, we found a quiet strength inside. Security grew like a winter flame, steady and sure, though life had changed.
Family prayer and patient years, softly dissolving those early fears.
We learned resilience mile by mile, and carried Mariposa in every smile. Looking back now, the truth rings clear. We've grown so much since living here.
The mountain shaped us, the journey refined, and time carved wisdom we couldn't yet find. Standing here again, the memories rise, but we've moved on to new mountains and skies. Mariposa sweetness will always keep, held in a quiet place, tender and deep. Our little blue house, though we've grown apart, still lives like a lamp in the rooms of our heart. Yosemite stillness, the pine's soft return, whisper the lessons we needed to learn. Yes, we packed our memories, brave and true, and walked a road we never knew. But every turn and each new land was teaching our hearts how to stand. We changed, we rose, we found our way, held by the mountains day by day.
Okay. All right. Hope you enjoying doing that. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the filled line. You need a thick marker to do this. It's called an energy line also, but you're going to start from one end of the paper and we're going to do another neuro line going across it. And you can do either between 1 and 3 of those, and it can start anywhere you want. You connect these. Right. Okay, and if you have some areas that you need to round, go ahead and round those. You want it to be smooth. They don't always connect there in the middle either, sometimes off to the side, but usually they cross somehow. Okay, then the final step here, or one last of the final step, one of the steps, is your anchor. And I like putting my hand over the top of my paper and trying to just feel if there's any type of vibration or some type of something that I sense. If not, your eye, wherever your eye is drawn to. Once you feel it, just go ahead and put a circle. Now it needs to be done with a thick line so you can see it. All right. All right. Here we are. Okay, now every line you drew, every color you chose tells your story. All right, so I'd love to give you an analysis on your drawing. Just simply take a picture of it, fill out the reflection form, and send that to me, and we can work with this. All right, just like for instance, remember, this is your subconscious speaking to you right now. And what we can do is work with this to make sure that your lines are going in the right direction and your circles are large enough to be able to meet your goals. Anyway, I really enjoyed doing this with you today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment down below and share. I really would appreciate that, so other people have an opportunity to learn what Neurographica can do for them. All right, have a good day. Thank you. Bye.